Oh, Manuka, Manuka, it's the hot new thing. And Sherry Bookfar is joining us right now, our registered dietitian and regular guest here on the news. Good to have you back here, Sherry.
Thank you. Good to be here.
A sweet subject for us to be talking about today. You know, we all know about honey, of course, but this Manuka honey is really catching on, growing in popularity, right?
It has. I've gotten a lot of questions about it in the past couple of months more recently. And Manuka honey is unique from regular honey because it's from New Zealand, and it comes from the bees that pollinate on the Manuka bush. And what happens is that this honey is higher in its antibacterial content. So it's very healthy for two reasons. Number one is that you can use it externally. So it's been used for healing wounds as well as eczema and overall skin health.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, especially for burn victims. You can do some research on that. It's very interesting. And then also when we eat it, when we ingest it. And it can help from anything from looking at reflux to bad breath to helping
sleeping better too, I read,
sleeping as well as irritable bowel syndrome. There's a lot of medical conditions that people have been taking it for, so it's interesting to see if that can help.
Okay, and there are several choices out there. We know. How do you know when you're choosing the right Manuka honey?
Right, so this is what makes it a little bit more complicated. You have to look at, there's typically 3 different ratings that people look at. One is called the UMF, which is the unique Manuka factor.
Okay.
There's another one called MGO, methylglyoxyl, and then there's also the K factor, which is by a private brand. They have their own rating system. So if you're looking at numbers, you want to go by those ratings. So the first one, if you're looking at 10 to 20, 20 or higher is more medical grade.
So that's the way to check it out.
But you want to look at some of those
But it can
numbers.
also be a little costly too, right?
It is. It is a lot more expensive. You're paying for what you get. There is, as I said, more antibacterial properties within it. You know, the other thing is one of the brands has single serve packs too. So if you don't want to measure it out, you might have a little bit of a cost savings there because you just take what you need and you can have it on the go.
Sherry, is it for everyone? Do we have to be careful about, because I know that it's high in concentrate and so forth and a lot of sugar?
Yeah, that's a good question. And people who have diabetes or have insulin resistance should be careful with it because it is still honey. It's similar in terms of its caloric content. It's about 50 to 70 calories and 15 grams of sugar, 15 grams of carbs as well as sugar. So you want to be careful from a blood sugar standpoint. And also portion control. We have to take into account the calories over the course of the day and the amount of sugar. But you're having it in a small amount, and it's not recommended more than a tablespoon a day, which again is about 50 to 70 calories.
I've tried it. I mean, it's an interesting taste.
It is interesting, and you can do a couple of things with it. You can either, it's thicker than a regular honey, so you can spread it on toast.
You can use it in many different ways.
You can use it as a dip.
Sherry, it's always good to talk to you.
Same here.
Sherry Bookfar, Manuka, Manuka.
Yes.
Thanks.